Well, today's topic is going to be all about creating a sense of urgency. Now, there's a lot of different ways that we could create urgency, but I want to really talk about one specific area we're going to kind of hone in on today, and that's the urgency when someone's got some health challenges, some health conditions that they're dealing with, and not making it so easy. Now, you guys have heard me talk in the past about complimenting clients, winning them over, kind of letting them know, that you're their friend, and people love to be complimented. But I don't want to take that too far. In contrast, I don't want to make them think that this stuff is easy and anyone can get it, okay? Because that can hurt you just as much in your presentation. See, people are naturally procrastinators. The reason why you're sitting with a 65-year-old who has no life insurance is because they procrastinated their entire life on it for the most part. They didn't purchase. They have health conditions now. Maybe they've recently had an issue come up, and now they know they need to talk to someone, so they're interested, but they're going to procrastinate again. I promise you they will, okay? They will always, look, I love my mom and dad, but I'll just give you an example here. My mom and dad have been trying to get out of debt for 25 years. For as long as I can remember, they've been trying to get out of debt, okay? And it's a lifestyle. They will never, and I hope it's not the case, but more than likely they will never get out of debt because the mindset is, we're always going to be getting out of debt, okay? There's always something. And you have to go ahead and get it done today, okay? And it's your job to help these people understand that they may not have tomorrow to pay off the rest of those bills. They may not have tomorrow to pay off their car. They may not have a future. And this is really important stuff, and you've got to go ahead and explain it in a way that helps them kind of have that come to Jesus moment where they say, you know what, I got to quit putting this off. I got to quit. So here's an area agents will oftentimes kind of mess their own presentation up, mess their own sale up, blow it up by making it seem like it's too easy. Oh, everybody's got diabetes, Mrs. Johnson. I can get anybody coverage of diabetes. Okay. There are times to maybe say something of that, but if you make it always sound like it's easy to get coverage, like everybody can get coverage, then what happens is the client says, I'll call them when I'm ready, okay? You need to really, I want to approach this from a different angle here and ask you, what if you spent some time talking about the health conditions? Mr. Jones, we spend a lot of time out here with seniors, and again, I want to tell you, we specialize in working with just seniors, people on Social Security, disability, SSI, and that's all we do. We don't do other types of coverage. We focus on the senior market, and that's our goal, is to really help folks in that arena. And we have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, no complaints. And so I go into my whole spiel, okay? But then I also talk about how a lot of the folks I help have conditions like diabetes, heart attacks, cancer, stroke, serious conditions. And I talk about how a lot of people are not eligible for coverage, but because of the relationships that we've been able to establish over the years in business and the volume of business that we send these carriers, we're able to go ahead and get them coverages that they couldn't access through the mail on their own, okay? Very important you guys set this up in a way that you are the expert. You have something they cannot access without you. You are going to go to bat for them, okay? Your company is going to do things for them that other, they couldn't necessarily do just on their own, okay? Which is true. That's why we're brokers, guys. That's the whole concept behind an insurance broker, is that we're finding our customers the deal that is very hard to find. Those of you who have had an opportunity to purchase a home, you'll know that if you go to purchase a home, some banks, especially if maybe your credit is just flirting with that line where it's maybe tough, to get a loan. There are some banks that are easier to work with than others, so your broker will do a good job. They'll go to bat for you. Hey, listen, this is a great individual. They'll help you with the letters and things. Well, it's like that in life insurance too. So don't just think, oh, it's just life insurance. I'm just doing my job. I'm just signing up. You're not. You're a broker. You're fighting for your customer. You're on the front line. Miss Betty, I'm going to do everything I can to get you covered, even with your diabetes, even with that heart attack you had 3 years ago. I know you've had cancer come back 3 times, and now you're clean, so to speak, cancer-free. But man, I'll tell you what, most people they would not accept you. And this day one benefit stuff, this is hard to get. This is really hard to get. But I'm gonna fight for you. Okay, that is how great salespeople sell. They don't just say, "Yeah, I can get you covered." Okay, that does not have the same impact as someone who understands how to build the need and create a sense of urgency. Okay, some things that I want to mention here, and we're going to hear from Mark Dow in a minute, but every now and again you get clients who have, some serious weight conditions, some crazy, I had a gentleman one time who was over 400 pounds, and all he had was, I believe, was blood pressure and diabetes, but his diabetes was very mild. It was well under control. Now, most companies would have told him he could not get coverage. And listen, every now and again, your clients will tell you how to sell them. They'll say something to the effect of, I've had other people tell me I couldn't get coverage. You need to play on that through the presentation. I know those other companies told you they couldn't get you covered, and that's true. Most people cannot get you covered, but I can. And here's what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to go to bat for you. So you really want to keep positioning yourself. You want to use whatever you hear. Guys, great agents are great listeners. They take everything they hear the client say. Maybe the client said that something happened 3 years ago with their family member. You either jot that down on the back of the lead card, make a mental note, but you're going to use it in your presentation. So all the little things they're telling you, people, you'll realize if you're new, maybe not yet, but you will realize real quickly, our clients love to talk about their health. They love to talk about what's going on, all their conditions, all their pill bottles and medications and everything that's going on, okay? Use that information to help you get the deal done. Again, I want you to really sell this as, Miss Betty, this is hard to get. If we get you qualified, listen, you need to hold on to this thing like it's the gospel, okay? This is everything else, listen, won't matter when you pass away. And that's the truth. I tell my clients that every time. If you pass away, your car is going to get repossessed. That's pretty much the extent of it. Your mortgage may or may not get repossessed, but that's not your family's responsibility. Credit card bills are not your family's responsibility unless they're co-signers. All the debts you have. But there is one bill, Miss Betty, and it is absolutely your family's responsibility. And I tell stories about the lady who couldn't get her brother's ashes off the shelf at the crematory because she didn't have the $900 to pay. It was right here in Columbus, Ohio. I talk about how families paid hundreds and hundreds of dollars per month. So you're building the need. Guys, do not make this stuff sound easy. Do not be lackadaisical in your presentation and your approach and just, oh, yeah, if you want to get some coverage, I'm great. You need to sit down and have the serious conversation. Every now and again, you'll notice my voice inflection will change. See, there's presentation, Tony, have fun, Tony, let's get in here, warm up, Tony, and then voice inflection changes, and suddenly it's serious, Tony. This is business, Tony. We're talking about some serious stuff here. You need to do the same thing. Some of that comes more natural for some of you, and some of you it's going to need to become a learned behavior. But that's why we do these calls and why we do trainings, okay? Because we want people to go ahead and learn how it's done from the best, from the masters. So, guys, again, I think the takeaway on this would be don't make it sound too easy. Really learn about your customers. Learn what points you can really focus on and help them understand that, listen, they could end up having another condition. And if they haven't had one yet, go ahead and start asking people, say, has anyone in your family had a heart attack, stroke, something like that? They'll say, oh, my brother had a heart attack last year. Guys, that's a big issue. So maybe Mr. Jones you're sitting with did not have a heart attack, but his brother did. Do you think he's concerned right now about that? He's absolutely concerned. Do you know that on traditional life insurance policies, they ask about, has a family member passed away or died before the age of 65 due to a chronic illness, like a heart attack, diabetes, something like that, okay? So if you were taking out a traditional life insurance, you'd have to answer that question. See, that's a big deal. And I would expound upon that. Say, sometimes carriers, even on some applications, will ask about your family member's history. And unfortunately, we're not going to have to do that today, Mr. Jones. But I will tell you, because heart history, it oftentimes is associated with the whole family. We want to make sure we get you covered today. And that's a big deal. God forbid, I'm hoping you never have a heart attack. But if you did, I want to let you know this will be locked in. Guys, you need to use whatever the client will give you, okay, to really build the need, build the sense of urgency. It's very, very important. You wonder how some guys can go out there and write, 10,000 in a week on 20 leads, and the next group of producers will go out and write, 3,000 on the same set, because the one set of producers is only getting the laydowns. The other is getting the people who traditionally hem-haul around and think about it, and I'll call you back and give me your business card. This stuff is important. So hope you got something out of it today. Thank you for listening.